As the year comes to a close, most county governments have struggled to meet their revenue collection targets, even as they try to boost activities in their counties that will better the economy, such as Siaya County, whose economy's driver is fishing and agriculture. A sit-down with James Orengo, first-time governor of Siaya County, takes us through the hits and misses in on-source revenue and the plans to seal the loopholes.
The activities that comprise, when it comes to matters, the Siaya's economy. So they comprise of agriculture and fishing, from what I have researched. So does this surface, and maybe you can tell us about the revenue generation of Siaya County?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that question because the main economic activity in Siaya is agriculture. And of course the blue economy, fishing primarily. It's still largely a subsistence economy. And when I got elected, we committed ourselves to transform the lives of our people by concentrating on the pillar of agriculture and the blue economy, to turn it around so that we can have people not farming for subsistence, but for value addition.
I'd like to know, what would you say are the hits and misses when it comes to the county revenue collection?
Well, our sister came into the county government. It has been growing, but not growing in the volumes that we want. We started in the previous financial year, the year before the election. It was something around 400 million. And now we are growing into about 700 million. In our current budget, by the end of the financial year, our target is more than 1 billion shillings. So if we can make it to 1 billion shillings, I think that would be a great success. But you know, we have not done well partly because we don't have you know, automation. It is an exercise which is going on so that we don't depend on clerks, revenue clerks, but with a system of automation and also with the evaluation role. We are not out the evaluation role, but at the end of the year, we are going through the legislative process in the county assembly with evaluation role, because property is a great contributor to revenue. The other big contributor to on-source revenue is the medical facilities, and we are trying to work on it so that the system is better supervised, controlled, and is accountable.
I cannot go without asking the question on matters poverty. If you look at the poverty, according to KIPRA, Siaya County poverty level stands at 34.2%, which is not so bad if you compare it with the national level, which is at 39.8%. But what exactly are you doing to further improve this?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question, but you know, without some level of transformation in agro-industry, we are still going to be the same place. Since independence, Siaya has not had a single factory of note. We grow sugarcane, but we don't have a sugarcane factory. We grow cotton, we don't have a ginnery. Most of our fish, although I've just told you we have a facility now in Luanda Kotieno, but most of the processing is done outside the county. Now, we must make a difference. And one of the things that we aim to do in this financial year and the next financial year is to have a ginnery, a cotton ginnery in Madia.
And Governor, how do you plan to rope in the youth when it comes to this, and what other initiatives do you have when it comes to
they use a centerpiece. First of all, the people who go to the lake fishing are basically young people. We need to transform their lives to know, after fishing and making those incomes and with value addition, what else to invest in. And that's why, you know, our vocational colleges are also important. We need to train them to develop other skills.
Now, to some exciting news, you are having a cultural festival, which the Nation Media Group will gladly be part of. Can you tell us about this cultural festival that is going to be there towards the beginning of 2025?
I'm really excited about it. I think the whole world should come to Siaya. In our promotions, we are looking for people who can join us from 31st of December this year to 2nd of January. The Pinjlo Festival encompasses generally the 4 counties of Migori, Homa Bay, Kisumu, and Siaya, but is a celebration about the Luo Nation. The Luo Nation is there in Uganda, in Tanzania, in Southern Sudan, in DRC, in West Africa, and in the diaspora. And we have already organized for people to come from all over those areas. And this is a celebration
that is huge.
Of art, music, culture, food, sports, and we're going to finish up in a big way by having the opening of Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Stadium on 2nd of January 2025.
And it doesn't stop there. In the first quarter of 2025, you'll also be having an investment conference. Now, can you give us some information on that, Governor?
Yeah, we're having an investment conference in, towards the end of March. And we are going to craft it a little bit differently. Okay. We don't want to have a trade exhibition. A lot of times when you have these investment conferences, they're like a trade exhibition. And since we want people to come into Siaya to produce the kind of goods and commodities and provide the services, which we can then subsequently hold a trade exhibition and display. Because we want investors to come right now and during the period between now and March, we are talking to investors who can come into Siaya with bankable projects so that at the time when we are holding the investment conference, it will not be about signing MOUs.
All right. So as we wind up, Mr. Governor, your pillar of campaign was agro-processing. Would like to know, how far are you when it comes to the agro-processing, and what else are you venturing into to improve the economy of the county?
Suddenly, in the last 12 months, there's been a lot of activity in growing, sunflower. Yeah, and the deficit that the nation has on edible
oils, yes,
and related products is huge, and there's a huge potential.
Do you think it's a gap that you can fill?
It's a gap that we cannot quite fill, because I think Kenya imports over 80% of edible oil into the country. We have earmarked, a place where we're going to put a sunflower processing plant, not beginning in a big way, but to grow with the interest that now I can see with a lot of people growing sunflower.